Good afternoon, Sun Lakers. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out today, and to all of you at home watching. The Master Board's been working really hard for the community, and we've had some great projects that are either underway or have been completed early. The sand wedge doors have been installed early. They are up and running. It looks really good in there. So I'd like to thank the staff for all their hard work on that. The autonomous mowers, we're a few days away from getting those up and working out on the driving range. The sand traps and T-box restoration's underway. The Go Access system for the gates, we're waiting on some hardware, and the install will start soon. The board has decided to start working on a planning day to start outlining a strategic plan for next year. And we're looking to do that sometime in the next March 18th, I think, will be our first official meeting. The Meet the Candidates Forum will be held on Wednesday in this room at 4 p.m. That's March 4th at 4 p.m. And the ballots will go out on Friday, the 6th of March. So please, everybody, when you get your ballots, please vote. It's really important to the community that you vote. We met with our food and beverage company today, and I will let Chef Lala talk about some of the new things that are coming forth, some date changes and some menu changes and some things that she's going to share with us this afternoon. So, Chris, that's all I have. If you want to take it away.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Hopefully at this meeting we will not be talking about bocce balls, bowling balls, tennis balls, brass or iron balls. So at this point,
Chris, did you say something about balls?
No, sir. No.
Did you hear that, Bob?
No, sir. Moving on to your agenda. So we have called the meeting to order. We had a quick comment by the board president. Now is the time for homeowners' comments. As a reminder, this is the time for members to comment on non-agenda items. They have 3 minutes, and I believe we already have some items that are members who have turned in their cards. So, okay. Joe, if we can have them first.
Mr. Randy Robbins.
Let's get this timer going. And Randy, you'll just have to rely on my phone again. I won't penalize you time. You're good. Feel free to drop it after you're talking to. Just kidding.
All right. I just wanted to say, well, I'm going to talk about the golf course, but I will not be talking about golf balls.
Thank you.
And I don't usually stand up here and rant or rave or get upset, and I try to stay fairly neutral on many items. It's what I've always liked to do. But what's been bothering me the last few years in our community is, one, it's just a phraseology. People saying we lose money on the golf course. That's a fallacy. We do not, on this, I'm talking to the homeowners at home, everybody out here. We do have expenses on the golf course, but it's not a loss to budget. Everything is compared to budget out here. We basically run a deficit budget because we have amenities that we have expenses for. The golf course is one of them. Overall golf, including the pro shop, which makes a profit, and then maintenance comes out to, on your monthly assessment, $39.25 is budgeted for 2026. That's less than 10%, 9.57 to be exact, of the entire assessment. Okay? Many people in this community say that we're spending too much on golf, spending too much on golf maintenance. I don't agree with that, because if we were to shut down the golf course, or both golf courses, we would still have massive landscaping concerns. Trees, grasses, weeds, everything. We would still have it. Would it be $2 million in, 2 million plus in maintenance? No. But it would be easily $1 million, $1.5 million, based considering our landscaping and our common areas is of your assessment is $48.95, which is 11.94% of your assessments goes to just landscaping the common areas. So that's one area I wanted to bring up. Admin is almost 19% legitimate. I'm not saying any of these are illegitimate. I'm just telling you facts. And then $60.93 of that is our actual costs that we pay for the cable, which you get back in a retail product valued of at least $150. So I just wanted to bring that up, make people realize even if we were to shut down golf courses, we would still have major landscaping expenses. As I was reminded this morning, I'm sorry?
20 seconds.
Okay. I was reminded this morning that most of our trees are not native to the area and will have to be watered and so forth. So I just wanted to get that out there. I hope people pay attention to that, and we can get it all worked out for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Barbara Jesus.
And Barbara, I have the clock working now, so you can see it right here.
Oh, sure, we get timed. Okay, thank you for letting me speak. I haven't spoken for a while, so you'll have to forgive me if I make some errors. But I did want to start coming back and trying to get more involved again. I did have some concerns about the executive session agenda. I think some things may be discussed in there that maybe shouldn't be, like golf course membership cancellations. I don't think that I see anywhere where that's an executive session topic. The other thing is, can everybody hear me okay? I keep moving along here. I was also looking at the executive session board meetings where we have third-party contracts. I saw strategic planning in here, but I didn't hear anything about that being a contract at this point. I know you mentioned it at the very beginning, so I hope you're going to discuss that with us sooner than later. And because I know the board seems to be working on it in executive session, but I don't think anything's been presented to the homeowners yet. I'm not sure under executive session if there's such a topic as miscellaneous updates. I'm sorry, I think the agenda is supposed to be specific about what's occurring in executive session. It's unknown to us what might be under miscellaneous, so I would like that corrected. Also, let's see. I know some things are, when you're in executive session, some contract negotiations have to be confidential. I'm not sure a CCL management update that should also be provided to the membership. Update on T-box leveling project or golf course twilight program. I'm not sure if those are specific to executive session, or it's because I can't imagine golf course twilight program shouldn't be discussed in front of the membership. And once again, I don't think miscellaneous updates is a proper topic for the executive agenda. So I'd like to see an investment activity report. Are you folks presenting that to us in the board meeting? I mean, an investment report? Because I always see it in executive session. And once again, we have a miscellaneous topics again. So I would just appreciate a little bit more information, and I'd like to see the strategic plan, at least a rough draft, sooner than later. Thank you for your time and everything you do. Thank you.
Eve Rusk.
Sorry I'm late. I'm Eve Rusk. On August the 20th of this summer, I will have lived here 40 years. And I've seen the place. I've been through a lot. Was one of the young ones, did things together, started tennis, did a lot of things, delegate for 25 years almost, and chair of it the last 5. But age catches up with you, and health catches up with you, and spouse's health catches up with you, and your life changes. But now that I'm alone, I realize even more there's no recreation programs geared toward the elderly people out here. And if I'm correct, about the middle age is about in the mid-70s, I do believe. So that means that the people that are in the latter part of it pay just the same dues that everybody else does, but recreation is very shallow. It would be nice if something could be set up so that many people that are left alone and that don't get out, especially at nighttime, if something could take place that they could be enjoying the entertainment too. And I had the other thing I need to speak about. I don't know the solution for it, but the notification for events that are taking place don't reach those of us that are older and don't use computers. We used to receive a monthly schedule of planned recreations, and that way you could post things that you wanted to do, and at least we knew of board meetings. I don't know how many special meetings you've had since December, but I only heard about one, and I came to it. And several of my friends have mentioned they're in the same condition. The rest, you younger people, it's easy for you to operate all the new stuff that comes on. But if you're old and maybe a little bit senile, as I've gotten, I can't learn those things anymore. Jason tried his best to teach me, by the way. He even came to the house to help me, and it didn't work. So anyway, those are my, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ken Johnson.
Got it organized?
Ken, your time's up. Thank you so much for your comments.
Ready? Master Board, management from FSR, CCL, residents in attendance, and on Channel 97, this is Ken Johnson, Birdie Drive. I'd like to do first a comment about work performance for someone. David Goldstein, our golf pro. The last three months, he's been working with me and helping to improve my game. He's gone beyond what I consider normal duties, but he's helped me spend all my money in my script account. We've moved to new hybrids, but more importantly, he got the manufacturer to bring out demo clubs for me. He followed up. You took away his assistant. I think you ought to give him a little bit more pay because he is really working hard for the community and helping people enjoy golf. I don't like to be in infested waters that cause problems sometimes near a beach. I wore my shark shirt today because I think our community has some big white sharks that have been causing problems, and you better watch out because it's not good. I don't like some of the things that have been going on with elections, and as you always know, a white shark can come and grab you before you know it. So I hope that we improve and our waters become free and clear of those that are causing problems. I'd like to also, Barbara brought up executive session. It used to be where the board would bring items that are significant for large expenditures and give a agenda item that we give some feedback to. I just think it's been coming too much behind the scenes and not knowing what's going on. The Go access system, it seems like a large expenditure. I have no idea. You're telling me it's going to be great and it's going to work nice and I got to be on my phone. I'd like to see a project plan, major milestones. We need to put out a large expenditure fact sheet. Who voted on it? Where did it come from the budget? We need to really focus on things that are important to the community, not being totally done behind the board's executive session. Finally, I'm hoping our new treasurer can tell us a status in her presentation of where is and what has happened to our $1,663,500 from the Spectrum door fee. As you can tell, I'm not a happy camper. It's not been nice for some things that I've seen going on, and it's disappointing to me that we've got some disarray, and I'm hoping that people take their time and effort, attend meet and greets, make sure that you get to know people out there, and do your right thing and vote. Thank you.
Linda Spalding.
I thought I was tall. Thank you, Master Board, and First Service, and residents. My name's Linda Spalding, Brooklawn Drive. I'm here to promote a golf activity that we do on the executive course. The first Tuesday of each month. Sign-in is at 2:45 and play starts at 3. We play 9 holes, and the cost is $5. We have so much fun. All money is paid out on that day. And then we come up to the restaurant and we have food and drinks and really get to know each other, which has been amazing. If you are non-annual, there is a green fee. In February, we had 54 players. As of today, I have 47. So this is a fun activity. You don't have to be a great golfer. Just come out. You're chipping, you're putting. It's like going for that miniature golf. You know, we just have so much fun. And my hope is that after that, and I know some of you, and I'm looking at her, have gone on to take lessons. So that's what we're trying to do. If any of you would like to sign up for Tuesday's event, I'll be in the back and I'll be glad to write your name down. Then I haven't really talked to David yet, so I hope I don't get into too much trouble, but trouble is in my name. And I'm looking at starting a pitch and putt on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon. And I think that'd be great for the people who are working. And if they don't know how to play golf, they can come out and have a great time. And again, we'll still come up to the restaurant for food, drink, and awards. So thank you very much for supporting our golf community. Thank you.
Denise Baker.
Hello, everyone. I am here to represent the Jazzercise group that is 8 sessions at 8 o'clock in the morning in this room, and then 8 sessions a week in the South Clubhouse. There's been some attention brought to our leader that her schedule for this year has been 45 classes have been removed. She's been here, I'm not sure who was here before here, but she has been here for over 10 years. And in all the 10 years that she has been here, there has not been 45 schedules or classes that have been missed, period, in the whole 10 years. So we understand that one of the other ladies in our group, these are my Jazzercise ladies back here, this one particular lady has a meeting on Tuesday. So we're here to support her efforts to try to understand what happened to the 10-year schedule that has been on the board, it has been consistent for this last 10 years. So we're trying to understand what happened. She's tried her best. She's given us all kinds of information on who she's been speaking to and those kinds of things. So I'm here to try to understand and support her and the rest of us ladies and gentlemen who join the group to make sure that after 10 years, we just don't understand what happened to that schedule and why all of a sudden it has an adverse effect on everyone. Thank you.
Marcia Midget.
Thank you. So, Joe talked about the candidates forum coming up this next week. It will only be successful if you submit questions. So what we've tried to do, we did it last year, was pretty successful. We have a couple of different ways for you to submit questions. We understand that people work and it is during the day. So you can, there's three ways. You can fill out this form beforehand, drop it in this box, which will be right at the receptionist desk here in the main clubhouse. You can email them to sunlakesforum@gmail.com, or you can bring them to the forum on Wednesday, but hopefully before it starts, because we go through all the questions to qualify them. So just to keep in mind, there's 5 different topics that we want you to try to keep it under. Obviously, if I've not ever been on the board before, there's some questions that I'm not going to be able to answer. So I'm going to ask everyone that puts in a question to make sure that you keep it fairly general and not detailed on something that goes on behind doors that prospective board members or candidates don't really know. But there's 5 topics that include community involvement, common area responsibilities and preservation, and that includes the golf course, fiduciary responsibilities and budget experience, country club vision, and then previous board experience or similar group questions. So that, and I would say try not to make the questions too long, because there's a lot going on up on that stage with 8 people up there to try to remember everything that goes on. So keep them fairly short but concise, so that each person has the opportunity to answer your question in the best way that they know how. So come to the forum if you'd like. Make sure that you watch it on Channel 97 or on the website. Be informed as you vote, and most importantly, vote. That's the critical thing this year. There's no reason for us to not have more than a quorum in every district. So thank you all very much, and thanks for your questions ahead of time.
Thank you. Cece?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Chantal. I hope you can hear me, because I do have a little bit of a problem with my accent, so I'm going to try not to speak too long anyway. I don't have anything against the golf or the golfers, of course, but I do have a pet peeve that has, I've been fighting this for like 10 years, no, 6 years, I'm going to say, that I've been asking for something that nobody pays attention to. When I say nobody, I mean the people in charge. We all love the golf, including me. The sight of it is beautiful, and it does bring people to our community. However, having owned several houses here, I know that people not only look at the golf, but when they walk in the streets and they see cracks all over the street, especially on some districts, with grass growing out of the pavement, that the gardener refused to do because it's Sun Lake's job. It really, as you can see, I'm very emotional about this. And it's not really warranted that much. It's just that I've never had a chance to actually hearing anyone else complain about this, but it's in most of the older districts in particular. Some of them look spick and span, but where I live, I'm sorry to say, it's really miserable. And I have a couple of friends who actually knocked their feet on the pavement and fell down, had to go to the hospital. That's not very good for the community either. So I know I still have a minute, but I hope I made myself clear, and I hope you can bring your voice to it. Tell them to check the streets, and we've been pushed back in our area for 6 years or 7 years. They haven't done the whatever it's called to fix the street. So it's time. I hope somebody hear it. Thank you.
Thank you. Michelle Walter?
Good afternoon, Master Board. Michelle Walter. Community awareness. We are having our community awareness meeting this Tuesday from 1 to 3, March 3rd. It is a presentation on wellness and healthy aging. So I know we're all starting to age. Not all of us, but some of us are. And our guest speaker is going to be Dr. Baines. He's from Loma Linda University. The Banning Police Department will also give a little update. And then Mike, of course, from Securitas will give an update. And I want to say something just before, I know I've got a few minutes here. I was in the safety committee meeting, and I'm looking right at Mike Volz because there is an issue here, a major, major issue, and I encountered it today. We need to be mindful of our speed, to please stop at our stop signs. That's why they are there. This is getting so dangerous in our community. I was coming to pick my husband up from the board meeting, and I was stopped at the stop sign, and the guy ran right through while I was halfway through. So I saw it today. I've seen it with golf carts. The golf carts just speed right through. The golf carts do not have a right-of-way. They have the same responsibilities as a car does. So I'm just telling you over and over again, please, please slow down and stop at the stop signs. Another thing that I'm going to say, I've got 1:30 left, is Blue Zones Workshop. I was having a Blue Zones Workshop tomorrow. We had to change it because of the delegate meeting. I had forgotten that the delegate meeting was tomorrow at 2. So we are changing it to March 23rd from 3 to 5 o'clock at the South Clubhouse. A new flyer will be going out. And if you have any questions, you can contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Chris? Executive General Manager? Yeah. You okay, Chris? Okay. I have to make one comment, and it's probably inappropriate, but Mr. Johnson, are you still here? I understand why you spent a lot of money on lessons. I saw you on the tee box the other day.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having improv night starring Joe Ganino.
I'll be in town all week.
Okay, let's get started. Thank you. Let's see. Let's get my PowerPoint here. So I'm going to give an update on the general manager's report, and then I'll move right into executive session actions, update to the community. So first, let's go on to, as Joe talked about, I think Joe must have read my PowerPoint presentation because he's taken some of my items. But first,
I'm sitting right above you. I can read it from here, Chris.
In my office, too?
Sun Lake's quick updates.
Okay, a quick update. Yes, sir. Is Bob? Okay. Bob has a 3-minute clock on. First, board election. I need to clarify. There are 4 board positions open for the election. There are 3 2-year terms, 3 positions for a 2-year term, and 1 for a 1-year term. Now, there have been several questions. How do you get the 1-year term? How do you get the 2-year terms? This is laid out in our election items and our governing documents. So in the election, we've had this happen before as well. The top 3 vote getters in the election will get the 2-year terms. The person who comes in 4th will get the 1-year term. That is how we separate who gets the 2-year terms, who gets the 1-year term. And then we have important dates, as Joe talked about, the Candidates Forum on March 4th. March 6th, will be the inspectors of election will be mailing out ballots to the members. And then on April 9th, that is Election Day, we'll have an annual meeting. The delegates will be in here, will be set up for that. Next, we have important dates for sub-associations, because I'm helping with the sub-associations. March 17th, that is the Fairway Villas Election Day, their annual meeting. March 26th is the Lakeside 2 Election Day, their annual meeting as well. And then finally, on March 27th, Lakeside's Election Day, their annual meeting will occur. Some project updates, as Joe talked about, but he didn't have pictures. This is the Sandwedge accordion doors, and the spelling is correct, Joe.
Chris, can I interrupt you for
yes,
one
sir.
moment?
Yes, sir.
I've got a question, and I'm sure a lot of people in the audience do as well.
Mm-hmm.
You explained that there'll be 4 positions filled, but will each resident get 3 picks or 4 picks?
That is a good question. There'll be 4. So we updated the inspectors of election to notify the resignation on the board. So there will actually be 4 picks on there.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
That's very good. Thank you. So this is the Sano Edge accordion doors, as Joe had talked about. This is a working. Please go by. It should be a lot easier for our residents who for years have brought up concerns with the door not opening or having some difficulty. It also will make the server's life a little easier, that they can carry the trays, et cetera, and the door will automatically open. As Joe talked about, and with the community has seen an update on the bunker project. This is a couple of pictures. What we're doing is worked with Ed Anon. We're going to start taking photos and kind of create logs for our projects. One of the things we haven't done well, I think, in the past is kind of where have we been, where are we now, and where are we going? And so one of these things is document the projects, pictures, what it was before, in process, afterwards. So not only where you look at it from a financial aspect, but also as a history of Sun Lakes. And so we've got a couple of championship bunker pictures through the drone that we fly on the course, just to show you. That is underway. The rain did delay. We are a week behind. So you will see, and this is public announcement, public service announcement, Saturday and Sunday, the contractors will be on the golf course working. They're trying to make up the time, because in our contract we had specific desire of time, a time limit for this project to be completed. So on Saturday and Sunday, they will be on the golf course working on this bunker project. The Master Clubhouse women's locker room. Now, I do want you to know, Ed Anon did take these pictures, but Linda Vang was there with him. So there was not a man in the women's locker room. But that's an improvement. So now the men's locker room here at the main clubhouse has been taken care of. The women's now has been addressed as well. Some miscellaneous updates. So open session board packets, they are online. This was a question that was brought up after the meeting last month. So the full packet is online. You can go to the back today and you have the first 5 pages. But if you wanted to see all the supporting documents behind the board packet, you can go online. It's under board information, agendas, and you'll see the full packet. There was a message to management this morning about that. I responded to the member how to get through that process, but it is there. Another thing that's been coming through message to management is some people are pulling up these old cards that were mailed out regarding the recall election. There is no recall election. You might remember that the delegates rescinded that. That canceled out. I believe we announced that at the January meeting, but I still have some members who have those cards. They're finding them and they're questioning what's going on. They're sending message to management. So I want to alert the community. There is no recall election occurring. Our normal election is going on. April 9th is the election day. Another thing that you'll be getting an update on is the room reservation policy. So we are going to be addressing this for several years. There's been a problem. You know, when I was younger, I'd wait out for tickets for a concert or something at 1 a.m. Right now, we have members waiting out at 1 o'clock in the morning to reserve a room. So this process is going to be changed. We are working with the board. Tomorrow at the delegates meeting, we will have Linda Vang and Gloria Pena giving an update. She's the chairperson for the Recreation Committee. They will be giving an update on the process that they're going through to make it easier for members. We will go to a lottery system, but there'll be more information coming tomorrow, and then I will be giving a further update to the community at the next board meeting. We'll also do a Good Day Sun Lakes update on that. Go Access update. So Ken brought that up. I need to back up and maybe explain a little bit. So even though the board approves a project, it doesn't mean the project is going to happen the next day. We had, after the January meeting, I made an announcement, Go Access, and talked about the benefits of that. We had members the next day calling the customer team in admin. I'd like to schedule an appointment, get this going, what's all this? So that's my fault for not explaining clearly. When a project is approved, that only means that the project has been approved at the board level. I still need to go through a contract process. I get that approved, then lay out with the vendor what the timeline is going to be. We're not there yet. We are just simply on phase. Contract has now been received and sending to legal. That could be another 20 days. So Ken does bring up a good point on some of these timelines, and I think that would be a good thing to clarify where we were at on an individual item. So for Go Access, we are right now on the contract review stage with legal. Once legal returns that to the board then can sign it, or if, heaven forbid, there's changes, then that needs to go back to the vendor. Vendor has to make a change, and it goes back to legal. That is, we're on the contract development phase. We are not on implementation phase, development of the project phase, milestones. We're not there yet. We're right now in the contract phase. I'll be giving more updates, and I know this is gonna be a question with Anita on Coffee with the GM, so we'll address it there as well. And finally, the parking lot striping. You might notice that we've addressed some of the striping at around the admin building, the main clubhouse pro shop. We've also addressed a couple of disabled parking stalls. We will be addressing the parking here in front of the main clubhouse doors. There's parking where you have parking is this big stall, then you got a Cadillac style or size stall. So we are going to be addressing that, how to best utilize the space to get as many golf carts comfortably in there. This is an item we are working, so that will be coming. And I think with that completes my general manager's report. And now I'll go on to executive session items. Let's get out of here. Okay, so this report will give the community an update on actions that were taken by the board at the executive session meetings on February 11th and February 25th, at which time legal, member discipline, formation of contracts, and personal matters were discussed. Member matters, which could include discipline or request. The board approved the House accounts receivable and the assessment accounts receivable for the periods of January 31st, 2026. The board approved the delinquency report. The board reviewed several requests for fee waivers. The board conducted 3 member discipline hearings. The board reviewed several requests for a payment plan. The board reviewed a request from a member. The board reviewed a few letters from members. The board reviewed several requests for golf membership refunds. That is a third-party contract. It is a contract between the association and a member. The board reviewed a member request for an RRA refund. That is the repair replacement assessment refund. Under legal, the board reviewed and approved the executive session minutes for February 11th. The board reviewed several updates from legal. The board approved continuation of 2 foreclosures. The board reviewed a member request for settlement and denied the request with a counteroffer. The board approved to send the following following APN numbers to the collection attorney to begin foreclosure process. That is APN 440-090-081 and APN 419-293-001. Under formation of contracts, the board reviewed updates from the management company on several items. The board met with CCL and received updates on the food and beverage operations. The board received and filed a project activity report. The board received and filed the January investment report. The board approved working with management to develop a strategic plan beginning March 18th. Strategic plan is right now in the development phase. No final plan has been done. The board reviewed and approved the narrative and analytic reports from Securitas. The board directed management to develop a rule change for the room reservation policy. This rule change will be brought to the open session on March 25th. The board directed management to develop a rule change regarding RFID stickers for owners. This will also be brought to the open session on March 25th. The board approved the project to replace the fountain light kit on hole 17. This was funded through repair and replacement. That completes the items for formation of contracts and legal and member updates. Mr. President, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Sub-associations? Delegate Assembly. Cal, I saw you. Yeah, there you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cal Martin. I am the current chair of the Delegate Assembly. I was going to speak about a very popular topic so far, and that would be the candidate forum. So we won't do that. Everybody's already heard enough about it. What I'm gonna talk about a little off the cuff, so bear with me. One of the principal, most people in the association probably don't know these things, so I'm just going to go over what our governing documents tell us about how delegates factor into an election. The most consequential thing that a delegate does here at Sun Lakes is record votes. If without a delegate, no matter how many votes are cast in a, that's not true. Without a delegate, if your district does not reach quorum, which is 50% plus one, those votes will fall unrecorded. So the position of delegate is actually quite pivotal for how an election turns out. We have been struggling to fill some of the delegate positions. Fortunately, some of that will be taken care of today. But as members think about what delegates do, that is one of their most consequential things that they do. They certainly also try to foster the goodwill of the community. They try to build a strong network within their district so that the people that are living there have a more enjoyable experience here at Sun Lakes. And they handle a lot of issues for people that aren't quite as well informed. They're a source of information. They are a source of congregation. They'll bring people together for events. And they do a lot of work that most people don't know about. But for the case of voting, if your district does not have a quorum and you do not have a delegate, those votes will not be recorded. Last year we made a change in the bylaws. Everybody voted for it. And the change in the bylaws basically says that if your district fails to make quorum and you are here as a delegate, you have the right to vote for the delegates and you can vote any way you want. That is no longer possible. The delegate will record the vote if it is below quorum as voted. However, if you have a district that has no delegate but it exceeds quorum, we have a provision in the bylaws where the chairman can step in and act as a designated delegate for that purpose. So those are some safety valves there, but you got to have a delegate if you don't make quorum. That's the way it works right now in our bylaws. So everybody, please meet the candidates, take things seriously. Ask probing questions, figure out who you think is going to be best to help the community better itself, and make sure you vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Cal. City of Banning. Treasurer's report.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mary Jo McElwain, and I'm your current board treasurer. And I'm presenting today, this afternoon, the unaudited year-end 2025 financials. First of all, here's a snapshot of how we did last year. Our income with dues and other revenue equaled $13,811,093. Our expenses, which were operations, golf, and food and beverage,
There we go.
totaled $13,818,613. So we had a loss of $7,520. Normally, these are unaudited figures, which can change. The auditors have not finished their review. I just want to emphasize that. Next slide, please. Our fund highlights: operating fund cash at the end of December was $564,717. Our Spectrum investments, which Ken referred to.
We lost the
Chris,
screen again.
we lost the screen again.
There's no signal on that. There we go.
Okay, our Spectrum investments still total $1,454,038. Our okay.
Did you say my bad?
Accounts payable for the end of December, $1,845,285, of which $484,000 approximately was for FSR payroll. Because of the delay in billing for Banning Water and Electric, we owe the city $989,859. And other vendors, we owe $371,653. Next slide, please. On our repair and replacement fund for 2025, the contribution that we have made to the reserve assessment through your HOA monthly fees was $2,329,800. The replenishment fund,
which is charged to new homeowners. There was approximately 219 homes, was $492,810. Interest earned on our investments, $366,520. So our expenditures were $2,133,601. Our ending reserve fund balance at the end of December was $13,497,822. Next slide, please. Our capital improvement fund. Our investment income, $29,078. Our expenditures, $96,274. And our capital fund balance remained at $1,035,723. The capital improvement fund is not something that we contribute to. It's a fixed fund for new items. Again, these are unaudited figures. The final audit should be available sometime in the middle of March, and you should look for your audit report, which is mailed to every homeowner, and you should get that probably in April. And if you have any questions, please email me at my email address. It's in Lifestyle Magazine. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Chef Lala, CCL.
Hi, how is everyone? Can you hear me? Sorry. No? Is that better? Okay. So a couple of things that are happening for next month is we obviously have our Sunday specials for breakfast. We actually have a National Meatball Day on March 10th. Also, we have St. Patrick's Day, and we will be celebrating or also including everyone into the baseball season, March Madness, right? From that, also we have, I'm sorry. From that, also, we have on starting March 3rd, every Tuesday, we will have Taco Tuesday, which will be a plate. So it'll be shredded chicken tacos, will be 2 6-inch tacos, charro bean, Spanish rice, and we also will have carnito tacos with the same sides. Your dessert will be churros, and we have free chips and salsa. We also have a taco salad option for those that may like a salad instead.
Did you say free?
Yes,
chips
I said
and
free.
salsa?
Free chips and salsa at the bar.
Oh, boy.
Yes. We also have pasta night happening March 19th, which will be the second Saturday in the restaurant. So if you came before, it was a great success. We're hoping to see everyone there this time as well. Basically, it's a buffet. You walk up, you get salads, you get entrees that you'll have the cooks build for you, as well as you can choose your dessert, okay? Other than that, Easter is coming up, so we will start selling tickets for that as well. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Chef, I got a question. When are the pretzels coming back?
So I am working on the menu. I am in the middle of pricing out everything. Pretzels will be coming back once we have the menu changed. So it'll be pretzels and cheese dip and the mustard.
Thanks, Chef.
You're welcome.
Okay, bingo advisory. Common area. Is Doug here? No. EPAP.
Candace Jenkins for EPAP. Good afternoon, Master Board, FSR, and fellow residents. On March 7th from 10 to 1 p.m., we will be having an open house at our Emergency Operations Center. We would especially like for the delegates, the EPAP coordinators, and their alternates to attend. We will check their radios and put in new batteries. This is a time to ask the radio team any questions you may have concerning your radios. The radio communication team will also be demonstrating the Starlink system. Many of you may have heard of this system. It uses satellites to allow us to make phone calls. They will also be demonstrating the WinLink system. This is a system that will allow us to send emails via radio channels. The person who receives the email They will respond to that email, and it will come back to us via radio. And this is something that we hope to have set up where in the event of a major disaster, we will be able to send emails to residents' families outside of this area to let them know that they are okay. Remember, we have 5,000 to 6,000 people that live here. They're all going to want to be sending emails, so it may take several days to get all of those emails sent out. Let's see. Okay. We will have informational handouts and giveaways, so please join us on Saturday, March 7th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are located in the maintenance building at the far end. There is a sign above the door that says EPAP Emergency Operations Center.
Thank you so much. Finance? Golf? I think we have finance. Library?
Hi, my name's Laurel Stanley. I'm the new chair of the Library Advisory Committee, and I just wanted to introduce myself. I've only lived here for about 2.5 years, so I don't know a lot of you. I want to thank the Master Board for increasing our annual funding and tell you that we plan to use at least some of those funds for audiobooks and large print books, because many people in this community have trouble reading small print now, including myself. So thanks again to the Master Board, and I especially want to thank Bob Walter, who has, for the last couple of years, been on our committee and has been very helpful. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Lifestyles? Marketing?
Okay, here we go. Michelle Walter, Marketing Committee. I have the Inland Empire magazine with our advertisement in it. In fact, I was just showing Michael and Michael. Several people have commented on it, and they saw it at their doctor's office. It's a great ad, and hopefully it'll bring in new homeowners here for golf. So I had several copies out in the lobby. They are all gone. So it is in the Inland Empire magazine. It's on page 22. It's down here, and it is a try before you buy for the golf. So we're really excited about the marketing committee has worked very hard on trying to get this out, and Hernan did an amazing job getting all the pictures for me. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, Welcome Home. We had 35 attendees that participated in the Welcome Home. We had 12 no-shows. However, instead of having a dinner, we had charcuterie boards with cheeses and meats, a fruit platter, and a grilled veggie platter. There was also chicken sauté with 2 sauces. Red and white wine were also served. I have to tell you, I wish he was here because the restaurant did an amazing job. The presentation was absolutely fabulous, and I think all the delegates really, really appreciated it. There was plenty of food for everyone. In fact, we had to-go boxes available for them to take home. There were 8 clubs that participated. I find that this is a way to go. Instead of paying for dinners when people don't show, we don't have to pay for those dinners. They just get to come and get to eat whatever they want, and then they get to take it home. And let me tell you, it was so less expensive, way, way. So we're really happy about that. Our next Welcome Home will be July 16th at 5 o'clock. Oh, Chris, you didn't start me. Okay, that's okay. Good. Ha, ha, ha. Okay.
Chris? Come on.
I wanted to let you know, we have a Welcome Home survey that has been prepared for us, and each new homeowner fills it out. So right now, for February so far, we've had 12 fill it out. 4 purchase due to us being a 55-plus community. 1 due to family and friends, 2 inherited their property, 1 saw the poster sign on the 10 freeway, which, yay. 4 are retired, 3 are still working, 4 mentioned golf, 6 mentioned having a restaurant on site was important to them. So I'm going to give you the stats. Active or coming soon are 67, 17 condos, prices from $257,600 to $350. 50 homes, prices from $315 to $574 and $990. In escrow are 20, 3 condos, $269 to $375. 17 homes, prices from $330 to $540. Closed escrows, 13 homes, prices from $290. Where can you buy a home for $290,000? To $450. 1 condo, price from $259. So we had closed in January, Gary, and I always bring this back to Gary because Gary was part of this. Sorry, Mary Jo McElwain, I didn't mean to slight you. But we had 15 closed in January. So if you take our 2460 times 15, that gives us $36,400 if they were all brand new home buyers. Closed in February so far are 14. So if you take your 2460 times 14, that gives you $34,440. So we're doing pretty good with that, so I'm excited about it. Thank you.
Michelle,
Yes.
if you could just wait just a minute. The board has made a decision, and thank you for everything you're doing. I mean, it's starting to pay off, obviously. The board has made an official decision. Ms. Walter, you and your marketing team has been selected to help us celebrate our 40th anniversary.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
So thank you for offering.
Thank you.
Okay, Master Architect.
Good afternoon. I'm Roy Neerman. I'm the president of the Master Architectural Committee. And as Michelle has said, we have a lot of new homeowners coming in, and as we have new homeowners, they're wanting to improve their property and make corrections. Making corrections to anything exterior on your home requires an application to the Master Architectural Committee. The more information you can provide us, diagrams, pictures, especially pictures, the easier it is for us to determine what you're proposing to do, the easier it is for us to approve your project. We do not like to disapprove your project because we have insufficient information, because that means you have to resubmit it and we have to review it again. So please remember to give us detailed description and pictures. Thank you.
Okay, recreation. RV storage.
Well, I broke that. Good afternoon, those at home here in the auditorium and to the Master Board. I am Richard Fetterman, newly minted chair of the RV Storage Lot Committee. At the request of, this is a report for February 2026. At the request of both Operations and Planning and Compliance Departments, a special executive meeting was held yesterday, February 25th, to address the issue of 2 non-compliant RV lot occupants and to authorize the towing of the vehicles for non-payment of rent and accrued late fees. As the meeting began, the committee was informed that one of the 2 occupants had just paid the fees prior to the start of that meeting, and they are now up to date. The second resident has yet to reply to calls and letters sent by both Operations and Planning and Compliance. The RV Lot Committee has authorized Planning and Compliance to issue a letter of intent to tow at the end of 48 hours of mailing or by Monday, March 2nd. This will be done by mailing a first-class letter, certified letter, with copies to be placed on the front door of the residence, house, and affixed to the RV and tow vehicle. During the meeting, it came to the committee's attention that the space in question has been vacant for at least the last 3 weeks. Compliance will continue to reach out to the resident to determine the current status of the RV. If the RV has been sold, PNC will determine if any fees are due based on the date of sale of the RV in question. Respectfully submitted, Richard Fetterman, Chair, RV Lot Committee. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Restaurant and Lounge? Safety?
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Voles. I'm chairman of the Safety Advisory Committee. Good afternoon, Master Board, management, and residents. My report for
Mike,
today.
Mike, I'm sorry to interrupt. It's either mood music or your phone's on. Is that your theme music? No. Okay, it's in the third row back behind Callahan. I'm sorry, Mike.
I give a better report when there's background music. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, my report for today is about solicitors in our community based upon a personal experience. Last Saturday, I was at home in the afternoon watching a sports event on my TV. My doorbell rang, and when I answered the door, I was greeted by a young man, nicely dressed and a smooth talker. He asked me if I remembered him from last year when he came by my home. I said, no, I've never seen you before in my life. I told him so, and I wanted to see what his angle was, so I asked him what he wanted. He said he noticed that my tree in my front yard needed trimming, and he'd be happy to give me an estimate. I wanted to see what he was up to, so I walked out with him to the front yard. He indicated they were doing some work for someone down the street from me. We went to my front yard, and his partner was waiting there in a truck for him and me. I asked how much they would charge to trim my tree. His partner said $550. I was a bit surprised by this amount, so I declined the offer. Later in the afternoon, I went down the street to talk to my neighbor who was having work done by this company. She told me they approached her with the same line, "Do you remember me from last year?" and gave her the same exact quote of $550. That neighbor was totally dissatisfied with the work they were doing because she had agreed to have them do work, and she gave me a tour of all the shoddy work. I called Mike Romero when I got back to report this company, and before I even gave him the name, he knew who it was. Security had received several complaints from residents here about this company. This was discussed yesterday, or on Monday, in our Safety Advisory Committee meeting with Joe Ganino, our compliance department, and the committee. And there are legal issues that must be addressed before we can ban this vendor, but that review is underway. The main point here is don't be taken in by solicitors who ring your doorbell. Their objective is to take advantage of people in our community. In fact, you are well advised to not answer your door to any stranger. It's up to you, of course. Please remember, as I always end my talks, keep your dogs on a leash, pick up after your dogs, keep your garage doors closed, and as Michelle Walter said, please slow down and obey the speed limits and the stop signs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Procurement Committee.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike Scott. Our PAC held its first meeting last Monday with Gary Burkle appointed as our liaison, and we thank him for it. He had a very interesting talk. He gave us a summary of some past items as well as some future things in the works, and his summary was very interesting and worthwhile to us. We held an election of officers, and I guess I didn't run fast enough as they chose me as the chair. I think I wish to thank the others on the PAC for stepping up and taking the other positions required of the PAC charter. We currently have 6 members, with a couple others having submitted applications to the Master Board to possibly join the PAC, and I urge the Master Board to look at those carefully and let us know as soon as possible so that we can include them in our group. At this time, we feel we only have 2 items on the table for us to work on. Those are the items listed on the board's letter to the delegate assembly, and they are the review of the PAC charter and the handbook, and also the government's policy. The possibility of changing admin is tabled until future time, and the board will let us know if and when they want us to work on that. We also urge the master board to delegate additional items for us to work on as we as a committee look forward to working with them and getting our teeth into the items that they ask us to work on. Our meeting dates will be listed on the website. They are going to be the first and third Thursdays in the multipurpose room at 3 o'clock, but they will be listed on the website. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and welcome. Chris, consent agenda.
Thank you. Members of the board and community, the consent agenda has the following items for the board's approval. First, we have the approval of the open session meetings from January 28th, 2026. We also have a resolution to record lien on delinquent accounts. I'll read that after I finish with the consent agenda. Item C on the consent agenda is the financial statement review, receive and file of the January 31st financial packet, as well as item D, resignation of the district delegate member, and that is District 13's alternate delegate. Oh, I have to stop now. Meeting's over. Okay. End of the show. Okay.
Give him 2 minutes.
Okay. Jeannie Vaughn, effective 2/15/2026, has resigned as District 13 alternate delegate. And then finally, we have a resignation from the Marketing Advisory Committee, Diane Arhus, effective February 17th, 2026. Going back to the delinquent accounts that I must read as a requirement of the Civil Code, these following accounts are on the resolution to have a lien placed on them for the delinquent amount. Accounts 0248-02, 0922-01, 1035-02, 1873-01, 1977-02, 2305-02, and 3267-02. These are all items on the consent agenda for the board's approval.
May I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'd like to make a motion, we approve the items on the consent agenda.
May I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now we're going to roll into association business. First, we have appointments to the delegate assembly. I do want to note there are 2 changes to that. With the approval from the district chairman, Cal Martin has submitted the following delegates be appointed. District 2 delegate, Kim Turlau. Her term will be February 25th to April 9th, 2026. Here's where we have a change. District 13 alternate delegate. That is David Nethercott. His term will be February 25th to April 9th. And District 11, not District 14, District 11 delegate Lori Hazelton. Her term would be effective February 25th to April 9th. That is on the board's action item for this delegate assembly.
You got a motion to approve this?
I make a motion, we approve the aforementioned delegate assembly appointments.
May I have a second? Okay, and is there any discussion on the delegates? All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry if I can just interject. Was there any member comments for this? Okay, perfect. Okay. Next action item is a large amount of committee member appointments. First, we have the Bingo Advisory Committee, submitted by the chairperson. They request that Jamie Taylor and Terry Fieger, I want to make sure I pronounce it, are appointed for a term of January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2027. The Marketing Advisory Committee would like to appoint Kim Jensen, and she was chosen as secretary. January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2027. Thank you, Kim, for taking the minutes during those meetings. We have Recreation Advisory Committee submitted by the chairperson for terms January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2027. The appointments would be Joe Ortega, Dolores Doherty, Christine Chase, Pam Galat, and Peter Fernandez. So in all for this, we have 3 committees that are requesting appointments for the board approval.
Do you have a motion to approve?
I make a motion, we approve the committee appointments.
Second? Sorry about that. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Who made the second on that?
I did. Mr. Burkle.
Gary, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Moving on to item C. Now, this is a final reading of a rule change that was brought to the board at the last January meeting regarding the RV storage. As a reminder, board and community, this is the proposed rule change notification number 26-01, and this would change a rule under Article 5, Section 5.09, number 14. If approved today, if approved today, this would go into effect March 1st, 2026. Again, the purpose of this rule is to modify the who can use the wash pit within the RV lot. The basic effect is that the proposed rule change, if adopted, will remove the ability for non-RV lot storage renters, lessees, to utilize the wash rack. Specifically in the rule, Section 5.09-14, Recreation Vehicle Storage Rules and Regulation, would strike the sentence, any SLCC resident who is not currently a RVSA lessee and who wishes to use the wash rack and/or dump facilities may do so by contacting the Operations Department in the SLCC Administration Office. Again, this went out, this was approved for member comment. There have been no comments received during this time. It's recommended that from the RV Advisory Committee to approve this proposed rule change.
May I have a motion to approve the rule change?
Yes, I make a motion to approve the proposed rule amendment notification 2601, which was rule change related to recreational vehicle storage area rules and regulations.
May I have a second?
Second the motion.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Board. Now we have, and I'll make sure that my grammar is correct on this, Bob. We have a recommendation from the Golf Advisory Committee. Now, the GAC had requested several items to be addressed related to cart path disrepairs. And Board, that is on page, let's see, of your agenda 460 or 461. So these items have been identified by the GAC, golf cart areas, and specific areas being Championship Course number 12 at the restroom, Executive Course number 12 at the restroom, Executive Course number 10 at the 150-yard marker, Executive Course number 12 between the tee box and drop area, Championship Course number 2 between the tee box and the entry to the fairway, Championship Course number 2 at the exit from the green, Championship Course number 7 at the entry to tee boxes, Championship Course number 6 at the tee box, and finally the Executive Course number 17 at entry to the tee boxes. This was submitted by Mike Callahan, chairman of the GAC. It was requested that the board investigate this, as this is a potential safety issue, damage, risk to trip, fall, liability, and would need direction from the board on this.
Chris, due to the fact that it's safety related, I recommend that you look further into this and we see where we're at.
Yes, do we need a motion on this?
Yes, so actually...
I'd like to make a motion that we're just looking into this, getting quotes. We're not approving it and having it completed at this time. But before we do so, we need to authorize, find out what it is and how much. So that's what we're authorizing.
I'm sorry, Bob, if I can clarify the motion, the best recommendation then, based on that, would be to recommend that management investigate this and bring back to the board the estimated cost and the severity of the issue for board approval. That would be the best motion
Yes,
for this.
yes.
What you said.
Yes,
I just
we're
narrowed it
going
down.
along with your recommendation and your motion.
Can I get a second from Chelsea?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Gary. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. At this point, we will have any board member updates and then board member comments.
Oh, I don't have any comments, except be sure to vote and encourage all your fellow residents and neighbors to vote. Thank you.
Well, I would like to just thank all the committee members. This community couldn't survive without the volunteers.
Microphone. Too far away.
Closer.
I'm sorry, I'll make it short. I'm just wanting to thank all the committee members and committee chairs. The volunteer work they do helps this helps the board particularly tremendously. And I'm not going to pick any particular committee, but Mike Volz and Roy Neerman and all the other committee chairs do a tremendous job, and it makes our job way easier. So I just want to thank them for doing that.
Thank you. Well, it's campaign time again. We have 8 candidates for 4 positions. The top 3, as mentioned earlier, top 3 vote getters will get a 2-year term, and the 4th will complete Sandra's term for 1 year. You do get 4 votes. There was concern of whether it was 3 or 4, but there's 4 positions, so every resident has 4 votes. The forum is next week on the 4th, Wednesday the 4th at 4 p.m. in our ballroom here. If you're unable to attend, you may watch it on Channel 97. Check out the candidates' meet and greet, as well as reviewing their campaign flyers. With 4 positions available, it's very important that you select the board positions and the directors that are compatible with your preferences and your vision for our future of our beautiful community. It's very important, and for those candidates, please keep it a friendly campaign, honest, integrity, and remember, we're all together here in our community, and after the 9th, we're still going to be together. So, let's play fair. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Mine works. Bob, when's your last day?
The 9th of April.
He can't stop cracking the smile. We couldn't get it off his face all day. He said, we're going to start these meetings, start talking about this new program. When do you want to start, Bob? April 10th, he said. Thank you, Bob. All I have to say is thank you all for coming out. And just remember, be kind to one another. Thank you so much. This meeting is adjourned.
Next open session meeting, ladies and gentlemen, will be Wednesday, March 25th here in the ballroom. Thank you.
Hey.